Now, what you're going to see here from these two teams, Canada and Australia, is you see Australia has the teamwork that they have. They've worked as a team together. They've been forged in the fires of APAC, and have that core understanding of each other and communication. Whereas on the other side with Canada, we have a stacked roster, Surefour, XQC, Agilities, Rolf, great players in their own respects, but we don't necessarily have that teamwork, that core teamwork and communication that we might see from Australia. So really the key to winning here for Australia is going to be to use that teamwork, that communication to their advantage, and hope that Canada doesn't use that themselves. Canada just needs to not rely too much on their own skills, but use them in conjunction with each other, and that can win them this series here. We're starting off here on Oasis. First, DMEC Surefour gets Kiki in here, and there's a bit of poke here on the point. Nothing in either favor too much yet. And as I say that, XQC gets taken down, rezzed back up, but Joe Meister is also down, which puts Canada behind Australia at this point. But it doesn't really seem to matter, as the members of Australia are getting taken down by Agilities and XQC. It looks like that res on XQC was worth it, as you saw him take down 3 members of Australia there. And even though the game isn't so much about first picks anymore, because of the res changes, doesn't matter if you get the first pick. It matters where the pick happens, and if you get multiple picks at once. We did see Joe Meister go down there second, but the Canadian team was able to put the damage down, finish out those kills, and now you actually see them running with a triple DPS composition. Mangachu switched off of the Diva and onto Farah here. You know, as part of his wheelhouse. The Canadian roster is filled with DPS, almost half of them. Now a Dragonblade comes in, Atar takes out 1, takes out 2 now. Joe Meister and Mangachu. Mangachu is rezzed back up, as well as Joe Meister, so really didn't get anything out of that. Goomba is taken down by Surefour here with a tactical visor, and it looks like Canada is going to hold here. Now RQT just getting bursted down by Surefour in the back there. So just too deep there with that Dragon Blade. Atar got Joe Meister out, went really deep to find Mangachu, but because they didn't do anything to get Rolf out of the equation, it didn't matter. And here you see Mangachu just cleaning up while after getting rezzed there. And now Australia coming in with only 1 ultimate, facing against a sound barrier, a rocket barrage that Canada has ready for them. I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially since they haven't really switched over to a composition to deal with this Farah. They're sticking on to that Genji. They're sticking on to the Tracer, neither of which are really stellar at taking the Farah out of the sky. But as I say that, the members of Canada are falling left and right. They're going down, and Australia is going to be able to switch the point back over in their favor. They largely just focused on winning the ground war there, not focusing too much on the Farah, and that is a tactic that we've seen work in the past. We've seen it work before. So maybe that's the strategy they're going with. Just not worry about the Farah, take the ground war, and win the fights. XQC goes down to start off this next fight, gets rezzed immediately, and Agilities with the pulse bomb there. Doesn't get anybody, but lays the damage down so that Surefour can come in with that tactical visor, take out the sports of Australia. Mangachu cleaning up here in the end, and now they're going to flip it back over 99 to 32. I don't think Australia is going to be able to come back in here and stop the point. And the first goes to Canada. So we saw that one battle where Australia was able to win by ignoring the Farah, but that didn't last. After that battle, it was just a steady killing from the side of Canada as they put the damage down, attacked Australia from 2 sides. You saw Agilities go in with that pulse bomb, surprise pulse bomb, try to grab Goomba. Didn't kill anybody with the pulse bomb, but did enough damage so that Surefour and XQC could clean up with that Tesla cannon and the tactical visor. So we don't really see the composition here from Australia working in their favor. They're ignoring Mangachu, which you can't really do. Mangachu is just too much of a threat on that Pharah, but it looks like he's switched off and gone to the Diva now as we get on to this second point. Surefour in the back. What I'd really like to see Australia do is come together, work as one, and not get split up by the Canadian roster. They need to work together as a team. I eat you up, flank from the backside. If they do what Canada did to them, then they might find some success here. Starting off this fight again with just some more poking. Nobody has gone down yet as we get on the point, and there goes RQT with a great, oh my goodness. Now it's just a cleanup from Canada as they finish out this battle. You get that Mercy down first, the reses don't come out, and then it really is a 5v6 or 5v7, in fact, if your Mercy is still up, and you can win those fights easily. Canada has gotten the first point here now, and have also gotten their Valkyrie up. Agilities has his pulse bomb, and Surefour has that tactical visor, so they're stacked in terms of ultimate, where on the other side, RQT, I believe, just popped their Valkyrie, and now we see them starting to get their ultimates out. A Transcendence from the side of Australia to keep Atar alive as he swipes with that Dragon Blade, but he doesn't get anybody. Eventually, Surefour goes down by I Eat You Up, and now we see the kills starting to be traded. RQT isn't down, so he's still rezzing his own team, while Canada is getting pushed off the points. Now, Primal Rage is searching for him, but they don't get it. It looks like Australia is going to take this. Now 47% to 5 in favor of Canada. But Canada doesn't have their ultimates ready. So they used both of their support ultimates there in that fight, the Valkyrie and the Transcendence, which means that starting into this fight, facing against that tactical visor, as well as a pulse bomb that's going to come out, and now you have Mangachu switching back over to the Pharah, and we've already seen Australia's stubbornness with not fighting these Pharah battles, kind of because it was in a close area. The last round was in a more enclosed space, not typically a map where you see Pharah, but here out in the open, Pharah is played. It doesn't seem to matter so much now as Australia holds for the time being, as Canada is backed out. Now Canada, with no ultimates, popped the tactical visor in the last round, didn't get anybody for it. Instead just died, and now Atar has that Dragon Blade with nothing to defend them by. Canada is going to have a tough time here grabbing this point unless they can get those ultimates up and ready to go. Here comes the Dragon Blade from Atar. Takes out Surefour right off the bat, looking for RQT. Hasn't found him yet, but he finds Rolf instead. XQC is also taken down, and now that's 3 members of Canada. 4, in fact. And Canada is going to have to back out and try again. Yeah, and like I said, that was just no ultimates from Canada facing against a Dragon Blade. If you don't have anything to protect yourself with, it's not going to happen. And now you see Atar here, the only member not to appear with this team in APAC, cleaning up those kills. A rocket barrage from Mangachu takes out 2, Gunba and Atar. And now the trades are coming in. It's 99%. Canada needs to do something here in order to take the point. And they're starting to get the kills out. You see, Kiki was taken out of that mech, and now Canada is starting to get the point back. Trill comes in to stop it, takes out Agilities, while I Eat You Up is rezzed by RQT. This is the final fight. Canada needs to take this. XQC is taken down, but rezzed, and now Sound Barrier comes out from Canada. Can they take the point with this? No kills out from either side. They're coming in the back, and Mangachu is being ignored, and they can't do that. Gunba, both supports, in fact, taken down from Australia, and Canada now may win this fight off the back of Mangachu, who's carrying them very hard. Now, just clean up here from Canada. They can take this point away from them and take this No. Okay. Australia gets gets the point while Canada wasn't looking. That's what we call a C9. Apparently, the C now stands for Canada, as the communication was gone and Canada left the point for Australia to take it in those final seconds. The overtime ticked down so quickly, you couldn't take your foot off that point, and yet Canada did. Their hubris getting the better of them as they try to chase down the Australian team, and now it's 1-1. We're going to the final round here on Oasis. And that's just sad to see. And it kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier, where Canada needs to focus on their communication. They have the roster to do it. They have a completely stacked roster to win these fights, but if their communication isn't on point, they might see Australia run away with this match. First kills come out here onto Atar, who is rezzed up immediately, burning that res early in the fight. Now XQC has gone down and we're trading left and right. XQC back up now as Rolf gets him, manages to sneak it away. Slow motion grab there as Gunba is so close to being taken out by agilities. He forgets that XQC might be behind him, and now the kills are coming out here from the side of Canada. Don't often see a sneaky Reinhardt like XQC there. And now Canada has the advantage here. Mangachu again on that Pharah, focusing on doing as much damage as possible so that Shore4 and Agilities can clean them up. They are running a 2-2-2 comp with the Roadhog. However, Roadhog in many respects is much of a DPS as many DPS are, not much of a tank. Agilities pops that whole hog, try to push the members of Australia off the point, but Australia's on the ground and Canada's up top, which means that Australia is able to flip it over. However, the kills here are coming in for both sides. A Dragonblade from Atar takes out 2 members of Canada, and Trill follows up, taking out Shore4 here. And now just a few members left of Canada here on the point. Agilities now the only tank here, trying to create space for his team, for Mangachu and Rolf to get the cleanup on the point. See if it's enough as he grabs Atar. A great defense matrix there by Kiki to keep his Genji safe, and a self-destruct is forced out because of the D suit there by Agilities. And we should see here another fight. RQT is taken down early with a great right click from Agilities, and now they have everything they need to take this point away from Australia. A whole hog tries to happen, but Atar takes him out, and now Canada has fallen. Only Joe Meister is left, and he's getting chased down by the members of Australia, eventually taken out here. Staggered spawns. Now we're at 60%. in favor of Australia. Canada has a few more fights left in order to take this point, but right now they're facing down a Dragonblade with no support ultimates of their own, as well as a Primal Rage. That Primal Rage can create space, keep Trill alive on the point when he is low, and that Dragonblade can clean up. Mangager takes out Gunba, though, early in the fight, followed by RQT. Now both supports down from Australia. Atar is trying his best to stabilize here, taking down Rolf and Agilities. And XQC goes down too. Mangachu is eventually taken down, and now the cleanup has come in from Australia. You see, even though that Mangachu was able to take down both supports of Australia, it didn't matter as Atar got in the back, took out the supports of Canada, and won this first map for Australia. We are 1-0 now in our best of 5 as we move on to the next map. An escort map here.